It's March. We should be well past the peak virus season. The flu should be waning down. Cold should be going away. But the coronavirus has changed all that. So I'd like to talk to you today about the mineral zinc. It could be a quick fix for your immune system for many, many, many people. If you're low in zinc, it reduces the number of immune cells you make. These are the cells that fight infections. Plus, to make matters worse, you have fewer immune cells that are going to be working less effectively. They're not going to work very well for fighting off viruses and bacteria. This increases your risk of developing an infection. This is according to a report from the University of California, Davis, but it's very well known. Now, the UC Davis medical authorities also say that taking a zinc supplement daily reduces your rate of infection. Big statement, important statement. This is another extremely important point about zinc. Zinc is a powerful antioxidant. It works in an antioxidant system called the superoxide dismutase system. And this can help prevent damage caused by inflammation. Because if a virus gets into your lungs, it can inflame the lungs and cause damage. So having enough zinc around not only helps you fight off an infection, makes you more immunocompetent, but it can help shield your tissues, such as the tissues in your lung, from some of the damage that's created by having the infection. So welcome to our Zinc for Immunity during the coronavirus season episode. Hi, my name is Jerry Hickey. I'm a licensed pharmacist who also has studied nutrition. I'm over here at Invite Health. I'm also the scientific director, and I'd like to talk to you today about the mineral zinc, what it can do for your immune system, how it can help protect you from viruses, how much to take, who is likely to be low in it, and is it safe? Let me just say this from the get-go. Taking more than the 15 milligrams that's typically recommended for adults is perfectly safe to a degree. You take up to 90 milligrams a day as a lozenge, and you take that within the first 24 hours of developing the symptoms of an upper respiratory tract infection. It can shorten the length of the infection pretty considerably. We'll go into that. So please be sure to subscribe to the Invite Health podcast today, and please leave us a review. You can also follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Invite Health. All of the information on today's episode will be linked in the episode description, and you can visit invitehealth.com for more information. So let's get going. Zinc has many brilliantly good effects on the body. You need zinc to release insulin from your pancreas to help balance your blood sugar after a meal. You need zinc to make your thyroid hormone work so that you have metabolism and energy. You need zinc to convert collagen protein into bone. You need zinc for vision. This is especially important in the elderly. It helps prevent eye diseases and blindness, such as age-related macular degeneration if it gets advanced. You need zinc for helping to prevent heart disease and helping prevent an accumulation of plaque in your arteries. You need zinc for making skin, hair, and nails, but that also means for healing. You need zinc for your sense of taste, and your zinc is needed for your sense of smell. Zinc protects your brain. There's an enzyme in the brain, a powerful antioxidant system known as SOD1, and it helps prevent free radical damage to your brain cells. When SOD1 levels start to run low in your 50s and 60s, your brain is in trouble because free radicals are more likely to kill brain cells. And when you lack zinc in the brain, plaque accumulates at a more rapid pace. Plaque, of course, is associated with diseases such as Alzheimer's. You need zinc for vitamin D to function. Vitamin D does a trillion things in the human body, apparently, but one of the things vitamin D does is help immune system cells work better. You need zinc to convert vitamin A into its active forms and to release vitamin A from the liver in the first place. This is important. It's important for vision. Retinol has to be converted to retinol, so you could create rhodopsin to see at night, but also to see fine details, like going on the internet. And you need the active form of vitamin A for the immune system to function and for healing. However, today we are solely focusing on zinc and your immune system function. Higher doses of zinc, well above the upper recommended level, have proven to be safe and to safely shorten the length of symptoms of the common cold and upper respiratory tract infections by a good percentage, by a third in general, according to a review of studies published by the Royal Society of Medicine. Before we go into this any deeper, let's go to a quick break. Jerry Hickey for Invite Health. When we come back, we'll talk about how much zinc, who should take it, what's it going to do for you. We'll be right back.
This podcast is brought to you by InviteHealth.com. For over 20 years, Invite Health has provided premium quality supplements and expert advice you can trust. Now, first-time customers can enjoy an exclusive offer. Visit invitehealth.com/podcast or click the link in this episode description. That's invitehealth.com/podcast for your exclusive offer on Invite Health products. Invite Health offers the resources you need to make important decisions about your health. Chat live with degreed healthcare professionals, get product information, and find retail locations near you at invitehealth.com. You can also learn about our new genetic testing program and our exclusive Invite Fitness Wellness program. Follow Invite Health on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and be sure to subscribe to our podcast today. Now back to our episode.
Okay, welcome back. Many human clinical trials of the young, of the elderly, and of those in between show that zinc is needed for your immune system. And taking a bit extra during cough and cold season is very helpful for reducing the duration of symptoms of the common cold and for protecting you from infections in the first place. So there's a journal called BMC Family. BMC is a huge medical publisher, scientific publisher, Biomed Central. In a review of studies in their journal, zinc lozenges really helped with the symptoms of an upper respiratory tract infection. They didn't know which virus was causing the infection, but if you took a zinc lozenge, it reduced the length of coughing by 46%. It reduced the length of having a sore throat by 33%. It reduced the length of having a stuffy nose by 37%, runny nose by 34%. That's probably the most annoying symptom, a runny nose, and muscle soreness by 54%. But usually when you get an upper respiratory tract infection, how many people truly get muscle soreness? But there were a couple of caveats to the clinical trials. They found that if a lozenge and you're developing upper respiratory tract infection symptoms, you have to take the lozenge within the first 24 hours, and you needed to have 80 to 90 milligrams of elemental zinc. Now, let me explain. Zinc is always attached to something just like all the other minerals. You never get calcium. It's always calcium citrate or calcium carbonate. Well, it's the same with zinc. So zinc is attached to something. That's the overall amount of that zinc molecule. You need to look at the amount of zinc is supplied. And typically a lozenge might supply 30, 33 milligrams. So you typically need 3 lozenges a day from the lozenges I've seen typically on the market. In my opinion, you're better off taking some zinc daily so that there's always enough zinc in your system to protect you from all types of viruses and infections and helping prevent them from getting worse. So this is important. There are other viruses out there that are zoonotic. Zoonotic means they're in animals, but they haven't come into us humans yet. They haven't infected us. There's 2 additional coronaviruses that scientists know about that are in other animals that haven't been transferred into humans yet. So you want a well-functioning immune system. So how does zinc work? Zinc is required to make the actual cells of the immune system. For instance, the cells that directly engulf or attach to viruses and bacteria that kill them, known as cells such as neutrophils and macrophages, they require zinc to be made. Your bone marrow requires zinc to make and release these cells into the immune system. And the cells that single out specific infections, your B cells, they're also called antibodies. Or the cells that control the immune system, such as your T cells. All of these require zinc to be made, but also to function. But zinc also creates your natural killer cells. These are like powerhouses. Natural killer cells are basically the first cells that recognize a virus, a bacteria, or a cancer cell. So when you lack zinc, you have fewer natural killer cells, and they don't work as well. Now, viruses also use proteins on the outside of their viral coating to infect us. Zinc has the ability to complex with these proteins and prevent them from functioning. And the more zinc in your cells, the better it works. This reduces the ability of the virus to attach to you and infect you. So a deficiency of zinc increases dysfunction of your immune system, and it increases your risk of getting an infection. We'd call that your susceptibility to infection. Children and adults are often low in zinc. But which adults are typically low in zinc? Well, older adults. People 65 years and older for a number of reasons. One, they usually have a decreased appetite, so there's a decreased intake of food. Secondly, typically they narrow their diet. They narrow the variety of foods they eat. And also, and this is really important, they have a decreased ability to absorb zinc from foods in the first place. Now, also, elderly adults are often on many drugs. A number of drugs block the absorption of zinc or cause you to lose it from the body. So examples of very commonly prescribed drugs, or drugs commonly used by older adults: ACE inhibitors, such as lisinopril, used for high blood pressure, or diuretics used for high blood pressure or swelling in the legs, such as hydrochlorothiazide and furosemide. They lower the body's level of zinc. Estrogen replacement, ladies, lowers your body's level of zinc. Steroids such as prednisone and many drugs used for asthma lower the presence of zinc in the body. Proton pump inhibitors such as omeprazole and H2 inhibitors such as cimetidine, they're used for like ulcers and H. pylori infections, digestive tract infection, digestive tract healing, that's what they use for. They lower the amount of zinc in the body. Steroids, I mentioned. Laxatives, you lose them. Antacids block their absorption. Aspirin lowers your level of zinc. So older people, for a number of reasons, they lack zinc. And the major reason is they have trouble absorbing it in the first place. Vegetarians, especially vegetarians who gobble up a lot of grains, like whole wheat or legumes, like beans and lentils or peas. There's phytates in these foods, and they block the absorption of zinc. So vegetarians in general need twice as much zinc as other people. They're just low in it. Pregnant and lactating women, breastfeeding women, they're typically low in zinc. People with persistent diarrhea. People with problems with the digestive tract where it causes malabsorption of nutrients, like celiac disease, when you have a problem with gluten, or short bowel syndrome. People with those horrible diseases of the digestive tract, like Crohn's disease and colitis. Alcoholics, they lose zinc in their urine. Or alcoholics with liver disease, they're low in zinc. People with kidney disease. People with sickle cell. So zinc becomes a must for like vegetarians, people with liver and kidney disease, alcoholics, the elderly, but also people who are HIV positive. I mean, they really have to take zinc. Zinc is very important for them. They should discuss zinc with their doctor. HIV-infected people are particularly susceptible to zinc deficiency. In HIV-infected patients, low serum zinc concentrations are connected with the disease getting worse, getting really scary, and dying, increased mortality. So in a study of AIDS patients, they gave them 45 milligrams a day of zinc for 1 month. It resulted in a decreased incidence of opportunistic infections. Now, an opportunistic infection is an infection with a bacteria that normally wouldn't be harmful. Let's just go to a break. Jerry Hickey, Invite Health. We'll be right back.
This podcast is brought to you by InviteHealth.com. For over 20 years, Invite Health has provided premium quality supplements and expert advice you can trust. Now, first-time customers can enjoy an exclusive offer. Visit invitehealth.com/podcast or click the link in this episode description. That's invitehealth.com/podcast for your exclusive offer on Invite Health products. Invite Health offers the resources you need to make important decisions about your health. Chat live with degreed healthcare professionals, get product information, and find retail locations near you at invitehealth.com. You can also learn about our new genetic testing program and our exclusive Invite Fitness Wellness program. Follow Invite Health on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and be sure to subscribe to our podcast today. Now back to our episode.
Okay, welcome back. We were talking about who is typically low in zinc, and I'm on the topic of HIV positive patients. So there was a placebo-controlled study of 231 HIV positive adults, initially low in zinc. The doctors found that if they gave them a supplement, even 12 milligrams a day for a lady, 15 milligrams a day for men, it was an 18-month study. Their immune system wasn't going into failure. They didn't have immunological failure. Immunological failure in an HIV positive person is a low CD4 plus count, a type of T cell, a type of immune cell that really helps you fight infections. And it reduced immunological failure, the incidence, by 76%. And the rate of diarrhea was decreased by 60%. Now, a systematic review of 3 randomized controlled human clinical trials, zinc supplementation was safe and efficacious in HIV positive adults. In other words, it was reducing the risk of opportunistic infections. Low zinc in the elderly is pretty darn common. It adds to the age-related decline in immune function. So let's talk about some of the studies in nursing homes, because these are the people really at risk with coronavirus, right? People who are like 75 or 80 who have heart failure or dementia or something else going on with their health, like severe diabetes. And a study of nursing home residents, all the people that are not doing well, they can't live on their own. A low level of zinc in their blood, serum, we look at the serum. The serum is the red part of the blood. The plasma is the clear part of the blood. It led to a higher rate of pneumonia. And that's what coronavirus does, right? It causes that really bad pneumonia. And pneumonia-related mortality, in fact, it increased all-cause mortality. Mortality is dying from any cause, whether it's diabetes, something wrong with your intestines, whatever it might be. Studies examining the effects of zinc supplementation on immune function in middle-aged and elderly adults show that zinc supplementation improves your immune function. For instance, a randomized double-blind placebo-controlled human clinical trial in people over the age of 65. Now, they were not in nursing homes. They were not in assisted living homes. So it's a state-of-the-art gold standard study in people over the age of 65. If they gave them 25 milligrams a day of zinc over a 3-month period, their T helper cells and their cytotoxic T cells were much higher. These are virus killers. These are virus-killing cells. A randomized double-blind placebo-controlled human clinical trial in 101 older adults, age 50 to 70. Okay, I mean 50 is middle-aged. With normal blood zinc, okay, their blood zinc level, their serum level was fine. If they gave them 15 milligrams a day over a 6-month period, it improved the number of helper T cells, cytotoxic T cells. Their ratio, this tends to decline with age, and it's not good for you. It's not good for your survival. It's not good for your ability to fight off infections. A recent study looking at the effect of supplementing with just a low amount of zinc mixed in with other nutrients like a multi. It had either 5 milligrams of zinc or 30 milligrams of zinc over a 3-month period in institutionalized elderly people in a nursing home or an assisted living home. Their mean age was 80, so they're probably from 70 to 90. Now, the zinc was initially low, so they gave them a multivitamin with 5 milligrams of zinc or 30 milligrams of zinc. The 5 milligram of zinc didn't bring them up to immune competence. It didn't really raise their blood level of zinc. The 30 milligram did for most of them, not all of them. The most zinc deficient didn't reach a good level of zinc. Now, there's been a number of studies showing that if you bring up the level of zinc in the blood, you strongly help protect the elderly. If you bring it up to normal levels, within a normal range, you strongly help protect the health of elderly people. So in these elderly people, their T cells increased when they took the 30 milligram dosage of zinc. Those are killers for the viruses. So the high prevalence of zinc deficiency among elderly people who are institutionalized, in nursing homes, it really needs to be addressed. It would likely improve their immune system performance. Let me tell you what my wife and I are currently doing. We take a multivitamin that has 15 milligrams of zinc in it already, and all the other nutrients. We're taking an additional 30 milligrams a day, but we've been doing this for a while now, since January. So we're going to have plenty of zinc in our bloodstream. However, and our immune system is working pretty darn well. If you haven't been taking zinc and you start to get symptoms of an upper respiratory tract infection, take a lozenge and make sure you're getting about 30 milligrams of zinc and take it 3 times a day. And take it right away. Take it within the first 24 hours if you want help. As far as a capsule, I love zinc picolinate. The picolinate source of zinc is incredibly well absorbed. So who needs zinc? People with digestive tract issues, like people with Crohn's disease, colitis, irritable bowel syndrome, diarrhea, constipation, not constipation, but irritable bowel syndrome, people with problems with gluten, vegetarians who eat a lot of legumes like beans, lentils, peas, soy foods, the elderly, alcoholics. And if you're probably on 3, 4, 5 drugs, you probably one of those drugs is depleting your zinc. You probably need some zinc. Thank you for tuning in to the Invite Health Podcast. You can find all of our episodes for free wherever you listen to podcasts or by visiting invitehealth.com/podcast. Make sure you subscribe and leave us a review. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Invite Health. We'll see you next time on another episode of the Invite Health Podcast, and thank you so much for listening.